Hello everyone, I have multiple goals for today. As you can see in the top left of the screen, one of our goals is to create 100 steel ingots as well as 100 cement. And that is to unlock more recipes on the Xray tech tree. And we need to do that in order to eventually unlock ceramics as well as electric motors, as that is what we need to continue in order to make the tier 3 conveyor belt for Victor. Also, the drill stopped because we need to make some contact with the Freight Administration Office. And if we do that, we can go to the final production terminal at Sierra. But first things that I want to do is of course make those ingots as well as cement. It should be pretty simple. It's already set up something small here just to kind of get it going. For the steel production, we're going to need a ton of ingots. And they need to be, pretty sure, smelted. Yeah, and they'll produce steel ingots. I don't have any fuel on me, however. This works really slow. Alright, that should be done for now. I still don't think it works at optimal speed. Now if we go above the entire machinery, there was a limestone deposit. And we'll have to hook this one up to a smelter as well. It seems like it's gonna need quite a lot of the limestone. Alright, we'll just have that line go into the monorail. Those will eventually get shipped down. Also, I forgot a step. Damn it, this isn't cement yet. Well, you know what, let's just get this stuff to the system either way. We'll fix it up down here. No big deal. So quicklime goes into assembly, and the assembly will create cement. And from there, it will go into the elevator. Those are two things off my list. I also want to check out level 9 and level 10 real quick, because we haven't been here yet. And I also want to make advanced circuits. But for those, I would like to get some assembler tier 2s, because they are kind of expensive. So it looks like this was some sort of monorail depot, or at least a storage room.
This was one of our forge centers. It was easier to centralize smelting in one place, especially since a lot of our ingots would get packed and sent to sectors above us for more advanced refinement. Fun fact, if you were somehow able to take your suit off in here when this place was going full blast, your body would have basically been like a marshmallow over a campfire.
Oh boy. So what does this give? Copper components and limestone? I don't think it's worth getting all this. Oh yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. Tier 2 assemblers. It seems like they also came from here. I'm guessing it's supposed to look like they were actually manually transporting them through different layers of the mines. Unlike how we do it, which is through the elevators. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be worth checking out all of the... Hey, this is worth it.
What we down there, those cubes and how they... I can't stop thinking about it. Precisely my... The entire expedition became focused distraction. I know. We had distractions already, and out of time. If you... sealing the entrance, I am more than replacing you with somebody who... I'm fine. I'll meet you when it's done. No. When done, we never meet again.
So it seems like the cubes that Spark and Paladin turn into may have originated from below Lima. That is quite interesting, because we did find a hole there, and that was sealed up, and that is probably what they were talking about here. I wonder if we'll eventually go down very deep to check that out, and maybe undo everything. Tier 3 smelters? That is nuts, I didn't even know there were tier 3s. Enhanced shielding furnace capable of smelting all ores into ingots, requires electricity. It doesn't really tell me how good it is though, that is kind of a bummer. The same thing with the thresher, I don't actually know what it does. Like tier 2 thresher, it doesn't really seem to be faster. But anyway, we can slot these onto some of our productions. For example, our steel production, and then we can check it out. We basically looked at everything I think that level had to offer anyway. I mean, it's a lot faster, that is for damn sure, because this is the speed of a regular one, and this is the speed of a tier 3. That is really good. Alright, that was a really sweet upgrade, and one that I did not expect. Let's go check out the barracks real quick as well. Not really what I expected. It's a lot more tunnel-y than I thought it would be. But hey, here's one of the places. What do we need? 50 high voltage and 50 Atlantium. How expensive were the high voltage cables? Not too expensive, but we're not producing them. But we can fix that. Man, I hate it when this happens. You specifically tell it not to go that way, and it does it anyway. Which makes some of these lines just kind of unusable. But alright, there we go. That gets made. And then we can come back here later and go back to the barracks. Although there was another side to the barracks as well. So we went that way, but if we go back, there seems to be a large cave. Ah yes, there is something here.
Maybe it seems odd that we had entire facility blocks for agriculture since our suits automatically fed us. But the rate we burned solid fuel at completely justified it. The scientists tried everything they could think of to get us off solid fuel. I guess some things are meant to be.
Okay, so this is kind of just a farm. Let's see what we get from these. Some Kindlevine seeds. Those aren't that special. I guess we'll get the other kind of seeds on this one, right? Yep, the Shiverthorn. We found some goodies, some seeds. Some universal seed and some unstable. I never really figured out what to do with those, but I don't think I'll start right now on that. I imagine what could happen is if we dig up a bunch of this building, we could find another one of those, what are they called?
This looks like an area that was used strictly for transit. Conveyor belts, monorail tracks, HVCs, that sort of thing. A lot of effort goes into getting things from A to B. The best groundbreakers don't forget it.
I was talking about these things, but apparently it's here.
What happened at the monolith was... understand nothing. Countless people believe they hold the answer to it. While time ran out. I thought I was seeing when the monolith activated. I was saw down and felt like about the ruins, the cubes. Your actions have threatened when we more than ever. Expedition mean to you. And everything to me. Please, tell me, fix this.
Okay, interesting. I think I'm getting somewhat of a picture here. So they were digging up something below Lima. And it kind of sounds like it must be something similar to that pointy rock we found on level 8. Which was like an alien rock, but it wasn't really in our database. Even though there was a parameter set around it so we couldn't build there. Which was manually done, of course, but if it isn't in the system, then who did it? And it could be these guys. Anyway, we have enough stuff to get in here now. Let's check this out.
I recognize this place. These were the living quarters for the crew. We might be able to salvage some personal upgrades here that people left kicking around.
Craft speed. More assembly tier 2 as well as cranks. Those are going to be great. More assembly tier 2s? Hell yeah. Ooh, laptop. It is a data entry for the Mark I conveyors. A poster.
I knew people who put their whole lives into getting picked for the expedition. I just gave it a shot. No idea how I made it, and they didn't.
The criteria for the expedition was never about finding the best people. It was focused on finding the right people.
What's the difference?
You might say that what they were looking for was willingness.
So, if we were lost and the expedition was finished, do you think they would have been willing to go home without us?
Yes. And I would have expected no less of you.
A little cinema by the looks of it.
This was obviously a movie theater for when people had downtime, but it exposes another strange gap in my memory. I can't really remember anything recreational. Some part of me knows I spent a ton of time here, but even coming here and being reminded of it doesn't jog anything specific. The only thing I really remember is work, and that isn't like me. Or at least, I don't think it was.
So that's also kind of an interesting one. I guess being the cube kind of changes them in a way. But yeah, we found some good stuff around here though. I mean, tier 2 smelters. Heck yeah. Let's finally go to Fright.
Power restored to EFES control room. Awaiting executive level security authorization.
Handing this one over to you, sir.
Do not be concerned. System receive authorization Zeta 17.
Request denied. Authorization restricted to flag officers.
That should not have occurred.
Flag officers. Wait, I remember them. Pacific did this?
Please, I need a moment to concentrate. A memory is taking form. System, receive Phoenix Protocol Omega-15.
Standby. Confirming planet-wide eligibility. Phoenix Protocol confirmed. Interbiome network detected. Fulfill production quota to access control room.
A production quota?
I mean, they're not too bad, it's just we don't make any steel frames at the moment.
Yes, I remember now.
Sir, are you alright?
I hate that I don't just keep on talking while I'm in this menu.
The quota is unbreakable, Sergeant. We must fulfill it to proceed.
Sir, that isn't the point. These elevators aren't supposed to have quotas that prevent them from moving. This is captivity. This is not what the expedition was about.
There's no need to reach conclusions prematurely. It may be that this quota was instituted to compensate for catastrophic loss of production elsewhere. Or everywhere.
If the loss was that catastrophic, our crew could be in trouble in any sector, anywhere.
Yes. And we are standing before the only way to reach them. Groundbreaker, you will show this quota what I know you are capable of. Proceed.
I mean, we're already almost done, man. I will admit that's not what I wanted to use the steel for. But hey, it has to be done. Repair that door.
Good work, Breaker. Hit the switch on that console and see if it activates the elevator again.
EFES network restored. Message from Sector Sierra. Elevator pathway is clear of hazardous obstacles. Proceed to boarding.
Excellent work, both of you. We should rest for a while before we depart. I know this reconstruction has been long and difficult.
You sound tired, sir. Are you alright?
These limitations in our memories are irritating. I know that much of what I am able to remember was highly classified, but I can no longer recall the intention behind it. Someone was desperate, abusing their power. Something is not as it was.
Sir, if you're not telling me something that could help us rescue the crew or get out of here...
I understand my duties precisely, Sergeant. Choose your next words very carefully.
You don't have to keep secrets from me, sir. That's all I'm saying.
Alright, wants us to board? Didn't we have to go, like, not what I expected?
It's good to see that the self-repair routines on the elevators have kept them as intact as the production terminals.
Colonel, just tell me. Do you think we're going to find anybody else?
Yes. If nothing else, I believe Pacific is alive. Flag officer restrictions could not be maintained on these elevators if their vital signs did not remain. However, the emergency code I used to initialize the elevator, the Phoenix Protocol, was an option of last resort. It was created to function only if less than 5% of the entire expeditionary force could be detected within Calyx.
5%?
I do not know why. But there is no doubt now that very few of us remain.
So... they're gone. They're really gone. My entire crew.
And the quota is an even greater mystery. To expect such a small remainder of our forces to uphold so much production. It is as if Command had some expectations that this could happen. But why?
Warning. Mechanical integrity failing.
System! Hold elevator!
Breaker, search the panel for a manual brake lever.
Hold on. Should be. Override. Almost. Wait. Sparks. Sparks.
Sparks? What?
Quickly! Find something to hold on to!
Sparks. I can save you. Integrity failure corrected. Alarm state deactivated. Returning to origin for analysis and self-repair.
Sergeant, was this is the message. Speaking to you.
I don't know. I've never heard it talk like that. or say my name, or say anybody's name.
We are alive because of it.
No. No, there has to be an explanation. We have to take it apart. Breaker, I want you
Sergeant, we must put this aside. We are not safe here. When the elevator stops, we will exit. We will find the answer to this together. You are not alone.
Well, that's not what I expected. But to be fair, I did not expect the full cutscene either.
It would seem that we need a new excavator bit before the elevator can excavate further. And there is a strong possibility that the initiation of the Phoenix Protocol will have other consequences as well.
Have to make all the way up to tier 5? That is insane, man. I think we're producing up to 4.
Let us regroup at Production Terminal Victor to consider our options.
I believe it is time we put our cards on the table. I told you not to come here.
The freight elevator. So, it was sabotage. It was you. Why?
Because my actual orders were not to kindly suggest that you sit tight. They were to prevent anyone from departing Sector Victor, at any cost. And they came from people who do not answer to you, Colonel.
Are you out of your mind? You could have killed us!
When we made landfall on Calyx, how many years were you told we had to complete our mission? 10? 12? What if I told you that the corner-cut monstrosity that brought us here was damaged along the way, and that it was no more than 5? 5 years. And only a small group of scientists told the truth, so we could understand the urgency of our new mission. To discover or invent technologies that would make it all work out somehow anyways. And so, we struggled ever since. Even at the cost of appearing aloof, reckless, and yes, out of our minds, to the rest of you. I do not wish to harm anyone, but I have a directive, and no time for distractions.
Ma'am, if the way things look down here is any indication, I'm guessing we've all been out of action for a lot longer than 5 years. You might be doing all this for nothing.
No, the rapid decay you are witnessing is an effect of the energy wave I mentioned earlier. Even if it appears that thousands of years have gone by, it has only been several months since the activation of the cryostasis chamber that first triggered it.
Several months. So Calyx is still close enough to Earth. We could still get out of here.
Yes, though as your little Phoenix Protocol trick has shown, it seems unlikely that many of us remain in the first place. Which brings me to what I want. The Groundbreaker. By virtue of possessing the only intact human body in all of Sector Victor, I can only conclude that they must be the person who was in that cryopod, which means they may know something about the energy wave.
The Groundbreaker is unable to communicate due to a malfunction with their suit. We have made several attempts.
Perhaps we can try harder. And if you had not somehow interrupted my attempt to immobilize them underneath a collapsing elevator, this would have been much easier. But since you did, I will honor your earlier request to contact Command and arrange for your rescue. We'll speak soon. All of us.
Connection terminated.
This rescue really doesn't feel like a rescue.
Even for Mirage, this level of disregard is beyond the pale. There's more she is not telling us.
I'm just relieved to hear we aren't a million years from home. Ah, this is where they kept the good stuff. Advanced machinery and upgrades that would have come down from on high. Scan it all, Breaker. You earned it.
Well, I guess I will. Also, I noticed that there is another computer here we can scan. Okay, it just gives us a data entry. A bunch of Mark V drill bits. Well, a bunch, we just got 5, but we also got the recipe now. I got it, that take long to scan. Oh, we get electric motors from this.
These are pieces of the Excalibur, right? That giant tunnel borer you drove us all down here in.
Yes. Every facility and piece of equipment you see anywhere on Calyx was once a part of the Excalibur.
It always seemed unnecessarily complicated to me. Why couldn't we just dig a giant hole and throw everything in it?
The Excalibur was designed to have structural pieces removed from it as we descended, enabling us to industrialize new sectors from the moment of the discovery. Your giant hole strategy would have lacked this sophistication.
Fair enough, I suppose. And that is all. So yeah, we're gonna need a lot of tier 5 drills, eh? Yeah, we're gonna need it. Actually, no, because I do 750 meters. We don't actually need that many.
Local signal deciphered.
Okay, I don't really know what we did. I just...
A facility door with no serial number?
This may be related to the Phoenix Protocol that I initiated earlier. An entrance accessible to us now that the expedition is in a formal state of emergency.
Understood. We're on it.
Okay, well, I was gonna say, I don't know what I did to make the triangulation, but... Investigate escape pod entrance. Well, that sounds kind of interesting. Anyway, all I want to do for now is go to Xray. And there we go. We have... I think that is 5 drills on these 2 smelters here. That seems to be backing it up. Nice. That should hopefully mean, though, that this is creating steel at a more rapid pace. Okay, we're finally getting into the plus side of things again. But not constantly. Oh, I reached the end of the map. Stronger tool required. I don't think any strong tool is gonna go for that, I will imagine. Right, we only seem to be using half power now. I still have a couple of tier 2s left. I could potentially replace a bunch of tier 1s, or when the time comes, I'm just gonna expand to the other side. We can...
Facility damage detected.
Mirage said the reason all our stuff is falling apart was because of that energy wave. If this boulder could fall through the facility from above, I guess it must be eroding the protection zones too. I like the way you think, Breaker. Why fix the door when the ceiling is wide open?
Honestly, that was an accident.
Facility access.
Assembly tier 2, that's pretty good. Well, that seems to be everything here. I think it is a quest, though, to fix this thing. It is crazy how expensive this is for something you don't actually have to go into. But also, it doesn't seem like we can get past here, can we? Yeah, okay, we cannot do it because of that pillar. That sucks, man. What I'll do is I'll just replace them with tier 2s for now. And if the time comes, we'll just have to make a new line somewhere. But there we go, all that shenanigan stuff gave us enough steel. So let's finally start upgrading Xray again.
I hope your assembly line for explosives is on point, Breaker, because you now have access to blast drills. Blast drills use mining charges instead of fuel, and instead of producing ore when you point them at a vein, they produce chunks. Chunks will open you up to producing raw blocks of calcite concrete, which you'll need to keep making new and interesting things for your base. And they'll do even more in the future, so start getting your blast drill situation in order.
Oh boy, blast drills? Reinforced iron frames, processor units, and mining drills? And then they're not even electric, they use mining charges? That is crazy expensive. But I guess we're gonna need them, so we're gonna need mining charges automatically be produced. Those aren't too bad. The drills, though, yeah, I'm not sure if I'll use them much. We might just make the 10 we need by hand. Because I like the automation of these electric drills. Having 10 of the other ones, and then just an automated line for charges, will probably help out, right? However, we're gonna be doing that in the next episode. Because this one is, it's been going for a while. Yeah, with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everyone.